10 seconds remaining. Team Empire.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to game number 2 here of this best of 3 series between Team Empire and Spartak Esports. Porshka has been kind enough to actually change his name, so we actually know that he's in the drafting chair for Team Empire, and one of the guys also named themselves Empire, so it's not sure how helpful that is. But we're just gonna roll with it. Again, we don't have a ticket for this particular qualifier, unfortunately, and just gonna take it as it comes. My name is Dragon Drop. I'm joined by Mr. V. Welcome back.
Let's play. You saw the switch in priority, right? Empire chose second pick. Did you see that? They chose second pick. Who does that?
Those who also want last pick.
I guess they may have some some crazy meme strap they're planning for this last pick here. They're wanting to close out the series and go, okay, because they didn't get first selection last time and they ended up choosing Radiant, I believe is how it worked out. Spartak chose first pick, they got the second pick, and then Empire chose Radiant.
Yeah. Spartak chose Dire here at game 2. I mean, you're the one who posted it in chat even, so you should be
I
the
think
one
it's
to
really important because a lot of how the drafts play out come down to how that pick priority plays out, and I really think there needs to be a way in lobbies for that to occur, because who is first pick determines a lot of how the teams are going to draft and how they're going to play. Even side selection has been known to impact whether or not Roshan's a big factor or not. So
5 seconds remaining.
I think some record of it somewhere on the internet may be beneficial for some sets guy someday.
Yeah, I think it's an easy way to keep track of it on sites like Dota Buff, because it's not part of the actual game. This happens before the game, so well.
Very similar drafts coming out.
But it makes sense that would be the first pick now for Spartak Esports again. Both of these teams, or for both of these teams, that hero is very highly rated. And I'm also a bit surprised that Empire actually wants to ban out the Enchantress, because it's one of their go-tos from Porshka as well.
I just think the way the Empire plays is they really like these right-clicking heroes that don't necessarily have a lot of nuker. What did we see last game? We had Vengeful Spirit and we had Sniper. Not a whole lot of burst damage coming out from either of those. So I think sometimes they just kind of plan out their games that they're thinking, okay, we want to right-click them down with our two main cores and have magic damage control elsewhere, so let's take out Enchantress. It just doesn't fit their playstyle very well to play up against.
Well, they've got a lot of control at the very least now with the Earthshaker as the second pick. Shadow Demon already. We saw what Babylon was able to do in that last game with it. That Shadow Poison build back in style, perhaps.
Yeah, I'm trying to put it back together. I believe it's Vanscore that played that one, correct?
I'm not dodging this.
You're dodging this. I've got their game screenshotted because before they go in game, I get all their pictures and all their names. So so I know who's who.
The thing is, biggest problem is, even when you do that, basically you have to constantly say both names anyway, or the hero and the name constantly anyway, because new guy comes in and starts watching the stream, he's gonna be super confused if you don't see the name on screen. Just talking about Silent, and what? There's no Silent. Who is Silent?
Wait, is Silent a hero though? Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I definitely think not having the ticket is hard.
Yeah. So again, that's what I'm saying. Just freaking stick to the names that there are on screen. Easiest way for everyone to follow the action.
I agree.
Fans coming out, Faces Void as well as the Viper. Luna again taken away together with the Nature's Prophet, this time on the side of Spartak, or again on the side of Spartak.
They really don't like playing up against that Brew.
Very, considering the momentum, the way that shaped up in the last game, Brew would fit in quite well into that too.
Yeah.
Basically want to take a team fight whenever you have the Brew split available, and in the early, the first half of the game almost, first half hour even, can be very hard to actually deal with that. You have no way to actually kill these rulings very quickly.
Do you think Sven's on the table for Empire right here with the Void and Viper ban coming out? These are two kind of traditional BKB kiting heroes. Even Enchantress, Sven doesn't really like playing up against in lane. And then Wyvern just nullifies Sven in many capacities.
It's always a possibility. They've run it before. At the same time, wouldn't be too surprised to see them go another even more aggressive kind of safe lane here. Or one position. They've got the Batright as well, so even more initiation of that offlane role.
10 seconds remaining.
And maybe something like Ursa, that seems to be like a very run over type hero, and it offers a lot of roach potential. What is Spartak thinking? They're down a game. They've got Earth Spirit Lich. They see Earthshaker Batrider. Where do they want to take this draft? Do they want to play safe and have a little bit more flexibility? They probably want the better core, like lane and like game matchups. So this next pick for them is really big. They know what they're facing in the off lane, in the laning phase at least. It's going to be either Earthshaker with Batrider by himself. So they can pick their core here and kind of guarantee that laning phase. Maybe go for something traditional like Jug to spin it off or Lifestealer, but
Jug, Lifestealer, Bloodseeker maybe?
Yeah, they have run Seeker before. Bloodseeker with the kick. That's always a fun combo.
Yeah. Against a Batrider, just throwing that out.
They could run Venge themselves, core. It's kind of nice, break that lasso early on in fights if it's not the Venge. And they don't have a bunch of save for it quite yet.
Legion Commander would also come to mind, maybe not as the one position, but as a potential offlaner for similar reasons. Onyx Assassins, that's also still in the pool.
It's a very good counter Batrider. You just run that Firefly with Spike Carapace and set it up.
Yep. So plenty of options here for Spartak Esports to pick up.
They're really burning through their time here, though.
Yeah. Well, this will decide the rest of the draft. I mean, Earthspit can fit into a number of lineups. Lich also very safe and stable. But that is not what I expected here. Rubik, on top of what you already have.
Interesting. They do run Rubik a lot, so they're thinking Lich off lane, they want to hide. But they don't have last pick.
10 seconds.
So I don't think hiding is your objective here for Spartak.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand how they want to lane this, because yeah, you said Lich off lane, but how strong is that on its own? Works in dual lanes, but
well, you could run with the Earth Spirit, right?
Yes, yeah, but then you don't like the idea of shackling the Earth Spirit to a lane. That's the problem.
Yeah. Does Lich need a whole lot to get off the ground? Probably just like level 2, and then you got a point in ice armor. You can just try to run away, but even then, you're afraid of the fissure block. Yeah, that's not a lane Lich can really survive in. He just gets banished, right click down, and when he tries to run away, they just fissure him in and he's dead. I don't really like this Rubik pick. It just leaves him so exposed. Like, sure, Earth Spirit's an aggressive roamer, but Rubik, he's just going to sit bottom and try to fight off this Batrider.
Yeah, and it's not even something that you have an easy time with. Depending on the kind of napalm stacks that Batrider is able to accumulate, at some point you will not be able to run away from him, even with the telekinesis in the early points. It doesn't really him away for too long.
I see this as being a little bit of a deny flex pick. Empire goes for the Jug because they don't know what the core matchup is going to be, and Jug is kind of one of those cores that can just itemize to deal with opposing hero. And they get to know who they're matched up against before they pick their mid lane hero. So pretty safe draft here from Empire going for that second pick, and we get a Mirana here. Again, a flexible core, not really showing much.
Yep. Banned out the last time. Picked up here by Spartak Esports. I feel like Mirana is one of these heroes that makes sense in every single draft almost. That's being played here for the last, in the last patch, in the same kind of position.
Yeah, I think Mirana, like, she's just very consistent. She is good wave clear. She has a stun if you land it and have enough setup. Has that leap escape. Has the invisibility for initiation. Just she doesn't really fit well with like large amounts of invis already on the team. So like maybe if you're running Ricky or Bounty Hunter roaming, or maybe a Nyx in the off lane, but in this game they have no invis on the table and it looks to be quite strong.
Alright. That's the details. Medusa banned out, Bloodseek as well. Would have been an interesting one for Empire to pick up too, with just the synergy with the Batrider Lasso and the Rupture.
Mm-hmm.
Can still work as a mid hero quite well against the Mirana, even there, despite the lack of hook. Because you can still almost always keep your health up with just right clicks and last hits.
Do you think maybe a Drow's going to come out from Spartak here? They don't have a whole lot of frontline tank. So I think it's either going to be like out DPS with the Drow, or pick something that's able to tank in frontline and man fight the Jug. But
to tell you the truth, I have no idea what to make of this draft. That Rubik pick just doesn't really fit my idea of how Dota's played right now. But then again, I'm not a trendsetter. I'm just trying to read based on what I know, based on what I see teams doing from before.
Team Empire's turn to pick Phantom.
PA? Okay,
right.
yeah.
So it has to be some sort of aggressive duel lane with the Earth Spirit.
Yeah, with the Lich. Rubik, PA versus Batrider. I don't think that's a very strong lane. Like, once you got the Napalm on you,
choose your hero.
You want to mid instead against Alchemist? Something to do.
You could. But that's kind of risky leaving your PA there. I guess if you leave Rubik to help out, it's pretty safe, and Mirana solos versus the Batrider, she can just leap away. That could work out, but
well, they'll stick to the roles that they've been in the last game. This is actually an offlane Rubik with Mirana.
Yeah.
Huh. And with the Alchemist there, I think you want to run the Lich mid lane a little bit more, at least for the first 1 or 2 minutes, get 1 or 2 sacrifices off, try and
hinder
as
that
much farm away from the Alchemist. Also, why is Batrider flying so high up? Was a bit broken for me.
Yeah, it was the same. I was going to comment on it, but I'm like, probably sees the same thing as me, right?
Yep. Even this portrait just shows a manta ray.
He's permanently taunting upside down. What?
It's actually broken, yeah.
It is broken. He's like in the manta ray.
Thanks, Ice Frog. The manta ray ate the Batrider.
We got a link. We got a link in chat here.
All the taunts coming out. Alright, alright. Game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Back to the series business. We still don't have a ticket, so not everyone's having the names, but everyone is here for both teams. Spartak Esports here on the Dire side up against Empire, once again on the Radiant.
Names are lacking.
Earthshaker with the poor man's taunt, just cancelling animation on the Fissure.
That's another way to win a lane versus Lich, as we have a smoke. They may be looking for Silent here on the Juggernaut, but I don't think that's going to work out very well for them, as he hasn't leveled yet, but it's been cast pretty instant.
Yeah, he should be fine. Even though this is the good angle to go into, so you can mitigate that high ground advantage that you have while staying here.
Oh,
and Foxboy is actually going step down. Now lift into the arrow with a lot of right clicks. ACC trying to spin away, but that will not be enough. First blood being drawn by the Lich.
Little bit questionable play there. You don't see any of them. but he decides to go in anyways. But
He just didn't expect an angle. He expected them to sit on the boundary, if anything.
yeah. And you're right, PA goes mid.
Okay. PA together with the Lich. Playing Rubik.
I'm just going to try to not look at the broken Bat Rider model all game.
Alright, so how are these lanes supposed to work? I mean,
That is ours.
Mirana should have a better ways to deal with a Bat Rider, just because you can easily leap away once you're level 2. So you have that defensive utility that's not really there for Phantom Assassin against the Napalm.
Yeah. The only concern you have is last hitting as Mirana. Just until you get another item or two. She has the wand, which is nice, but she needs that Ring of Aquila or maybe even Phase Boots to really ensure her CS versus the Bat Rider.
Also, we like the skill choice here from Phantom Assassin, just opting for the Phantom Strike first, because he anticipated some visual blocks, and lo and behold, there was one there, but he just jumped across to one. It was creep. That was level 2, he just still has the Q available, the Stifling Dagger to start spamming that out.
Yeah, it's partially for farming too, right? So.
Yep. Right, so this offlane Rubik, talk to me about this one. How is this a thing? Can this work? Is this merit to it with just getting these extra levels and farm on your Rubik?
The question kind of is, what is the role that your Rubik is wanting to play in this game, and can the Rubik adequately support first Bat Rider? Probably not. But why like opt to go Rubik off lane instead of something that's going to pressure more like a Darkseer? I think it's more so just they're comfortable in the hero and they like playing around it, and they see opportunity to kind of try something wacky to maybe secure their place in game 3.
We went to the Neff camp of Dota. Time to get wacky with it.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to throw some stuff at the opponents. Maybe not necessarily that it's good, just to throw them off a little bit.
Yeah. Once you all know Dota, anything can work.
I would say that's questionable. But they have got good stacks coming up for the Alchemist. I don't think he's going to get this one just because of the nature of that pull. You need a Tango at least one more tree to ensure it.
Prevent the congestion, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But it has some good creeps already. I mean, the small setter camp, that's 4 units. You have the Mud Golems on top of that as well.
Yeah, and our 6 units, so.
Pretty strong indeed. Now Lich coming through. Keeping up this pressure on the Alchemist. He does have 10 stakes out just though between the dagger spam and the Lich just coming through with the Frost Blast every once in a while. He'll be absolutely fine, but I believe that's a second salve. He's been forced to Hoppy already. That's one way to try and mitigate the economy from him, but it's an Alchemist, right? He's always gonna have that advantage. Not that we will screed.
Bat doing his own pull here in the top lane. He's doing quite well for levels. Rubik's doing a little bit worse. Kind of expected. Is Rubik blocking this pull, or he's just scouting it out? Scouting it out. As he rotates mid. Go for a kill on Alf here, maybe?
Actually might, yeah. Lifting him back, but glory to mankind, Phantom Assassin as well as the Lich. Very low in health, didn't really have the chance to commit further into that. Would have been a good kill if we managed to find a snipe on the Alchemist, but it would have been more likely with all this commitment from the Radiant side that you just end up losing all your heroes instead. And with losing heroes, Bat Rider running in onto the Phantom Assassin, making a rotation from top. Does have another Firefly to work with, but Lich coming through, being a blink target. He stacks off Napalm on it, plus the Flame Break. Is that enough damage here with the 4th one? Not quite.
One click, I think.
Damage over time. Not enough, and the click doesn't come through either, so... That was a very close call.
There was also a skirmish going off between the Rubik, the Earth Spirit, versus the Earthshaker and Shadow Demon. Kind of near this bottom T1 tower. As Jerk just calmly farms away. Currently it looks like he's standing AFK, but he just gets to farm to his heart's content. Same with Mirana. They're like, oh, you guys are fighting? That's great. Good for you guys. As Mirana opts to go for the treads here over the
Runs into them, places up the observer ward up on the high ground, so sees them coming. White get caught out. This the right way to do, just try and put on a lot of pressure here in this middle lane.
You don't want Alk farming up these camps. You can't really contest them. No, like, good way to clear this stack from the Dire side. So they're just going to have to apply some pressure, hope Alk doesn't get big, and kind of see what becomes of it. Radiant will need to deward before they can take these stacks up, because it's quite risky to do so.
Yeah.
But look where Alk's going. He's like, I'm just going to go farm there.
But now I'm looking at the Lich here, card with a banish. Excellent damage done from the Earthshaker. Still have this fissure available, and that's poison starting to stack up again. And Lich, a couple right clicks will do the trick, and there it is. Babylon securing that for himself once again. They get the D-ward too, so doubting that movement deep inside the jungle kind of gives it away.
I thought it was first blood, but then I realized that the jug had died like initially right at the start. It's like 6 minutes, man. I want more kills.
Not real typical for CIS Dota. We see this little kills kind of time frame, but both teams have been good enough at just dodging things out.
And neither team feels super pressured to, like, to fight farm. Like, Alka's like, okay, I can jungle just fine. And then the Dire looks at it and go, oh, well, PA's free farming mid and Mirana's free farming top, so we're winning 2 lanes, so why are we going to, like, really be concerned here and force fights?
Yep.
Rubik doing Rubik things.
So one thing perhaps, yeah, it's maybe not quite going to plan. He's on level 3, does get disrupted. Follow control is there with the fissure. Well as the aftershock from the enchant totem. Fox down a half health, but now reinforcements are here. Phantom Assassin going in with big old crit. Onto the Earthshaker. Batrider died up top to BZZ, so things kind of falling in out of place, but Omni Slash gets 2 slashes off on the Lich, so that at least Juggernaut that rotation. Not in vain, they get that kill, and Rubik, he's actually also being run down all the way in the bottom lane. Tier 2 and Tier 3 tower.
I love the core's involvement. Juggernaut's just like, I'm gonna stack a little bit, farm scans, rotate, kill a Jug, or kill the Lich. And Miran's like, oh, I'll push the tower, you guys can keep fighting. Just very passive play coming out from the Mirana while the Jug's looking to be involved.
Level 6 is now online on these mid heroes. Alchemist has it as well, so plus the armaments, you can make use of both of that to just start farming at these jungle camps. Triple stack here on this medium camp, there's another triple on the hard camp, also with trolls and plenty of units. Gonna surge up in terms of net worth if you wait. 3.7k when he started. See where he'll end up once these camps are cleared.
Yeah.
Oh, Lich trying to deward here, gets caught with disruption. No follow-up available once again from the Earthshaker. Do they have enough damage? Doesn't look like it. Still being blocked off though with the fissure. It's actually super well placed, so it'll eventually set up for a kill. Babylon. Slow death with the Shadow Poison once again.
Any more stacks for the south?
Okay, the Lasso comes through. So spread right help up BZZ, and they're still gonna get this kill, but at what cost? Still sitting in fire for a long time. Leap away. Self coming through, but cancelled by the fissure here from downtown. Lol, in a lot of trouble here, trying to give up his own life for the cause. And might be able to create some space, but they want more. They want BZZ, but Babylon's actually just gonna straight up die to him. Big charges, bottom charges, no split just gets a TP home.
Sicked up so he didn't die to the last Shadow Poison pick, and just TP's out as the chase goes on the Miran, and Miran's like, okay, you want to chase me? Fine, I'll kill you. If you insist, I'll come kill you. Alk's now up to 1 to 30. So that first stack gave him about 530 gold, and then farming the other stacking kind of going mid. Netted him another 400 gold.
The other stack's still
now
there,
with the slacks.
Didn't we take the other stack?
He only took the one stack as Juggernaut does the Omni Slash thing, kills a hero. That's how it works.
Free kill button. Meanwhile, Earthshaker gonna get gone on by the Phantom Assassin DD as well. Yeah, that's a foregone conclusion too. So far, so good for Spartak.
Yeah, what do you think in those last moments as Earthshaker being like, Phantom Assassin with DD on top of me?
Well, for now, probably thinking about how he can help the rest of his team. When actually comes out, PZ making that rotation. Babylon might be next on the list here, trying to hide inside the trees, but that's gonna last for too long. He grabbing that kill. Now, all of a sudden, 4 heroes around. The Alchemist still farming very merrily here with the ultimate going, but now, bit of a turnaround play with the also connecting with Earthshaker coming through, silenced up by the Earth Spirit. Funnily enough, but Mirana's out of leech out. Actually, one coming back just now. Is that enough here? 3 stacks of napalm, the acid spray. They're gonna be able to run him down. More than likely spin. Meanwhile, on the bandage in the back, Lol will also be caught out. Having a bit more than they could chew there.
Yeah, diving in a little bit too far. I think initially, if they had committed right away to the Alchemists, they may have got it. They just hesitated a little bit too long. Fox in the bottom, getting his level 6. We've yet to really see the impact of this Rubik come into play, though.
What spell would you love to steal the most? Game, the Fissure or something else?
Jug's Spin is actually pretty good. Shadow Poison has 2 points at this say of the game. So I think Spin is fine. It gives you magic immunity. Maybe a bit nuke you can lift up and spin into someone.
That makes that now, but quite fine the angle. Roll into some more of these trees, but they will just secure the tier 1 tower for the time being.
They want to contest this stack. Will Jug get caught? Arrows off the mark.
Well, being wrapped around on BZZ is just running right into him. Do they have to control though? And the answer is no. Nothing goes through spin anyway, so just spin TB's out. They're absolutely fine.
Nothing they can, like, maybe if they steal lasso they can cancel that, but Jug's going to be relatively safe if he builds up enough HP and armor that he can just spin TP out of these engagements.
Cross. I think they might have scouted out the Rubik. Going in towards the Alchemist.
Deja vu.
I know, right? Hey, here's your I kill you button. Time to press that again.
Games feels very hard for both teams to kind of make a meaningful play as we have the initiation on Earth Spirit. He should be able to roll out.
Oh, the disruption. Perfect timing there. It's still on the wrong side of the fissure. The Echo Slam for the extra bit of control. Top lane at the same time is spinning down another hero. Also Lich dying to that. So despite all this farm on the course, like Empire, they're getting kills and they still have an Alchemist complete free farm. BCC, they do not have a dust or anything. He'll be fine, but where does it leave us here? Spartak, how worried do they have to be here?
I would be very concerned about this Jug.
That'll help, but yeah, this Jug is the problem, but also the Alchemist. The fact that Alchemist is being outfarmed right now by his Juggernaut is the most worrisome part about this all.
Yeah, like, Alch becomes a threat, and he's got his Sacred Relic. Like, Jug is a threat on the map, right?
Yep.
But you have a Rubik offlane. Like, what are you going to do to like counter this Jug? You don't have a good form of initiation. You don't have a beefy core you can really sit in the front. Spartak needs to make these kind of tricky, cute plays to open up the map so they can gank the Alchemist, but the Jug's so big that he's just not concerned. He can run around and farm, push lanes aggressively, and if he gets in trouble, oh, spin TP. Have fun dealing with that.
Yep. Trying to make these cheeky plays that you just mentioned. Phantom Assassin just cutting its way through trees, waiting for someone to maybe show up to try and defend us so we can lucky crits here or there.
You see how desperate they are to take the map away? Like, PA has a healing salve at 14 minutes into the game to try to help take this tower.
Full 5-man rotation, top lane being pushed out by the Earthshaker.
He doesn't have his blink, correct? He has... Nope. No, he is less net worth than a blink digger, so of course he doesn't have it.
Well, go to Macau, it's slowed down. Omni Slash as well, so last are all being used. The Omni Slash actually bounces back towards the support. They're still gonna get the kill on Phantom Assassin right off the bat. Magtar's coming through, but the roll out being blocked. Roll shit on the falling Juggernaut though. Left to his own devices against the rest of the Thai side heroes. 2-4-1 trade in the end, and well, something that you're gonna have to be happy about if you are Spartak, considering how strong this Jug is.
Jug made a misplay. He decided to spin onto the Rubik, and Rubik just stole spin and spun in return, so we didn't take the spin damage from Jug. They're just kind of dancing around each other.
I spin, you spin, everybody spin, but the Radiant's online now for the Alchemist. This is the next big thing.
Oh, first Shaker going down.
Right,
they get the return
another
kill?
roll. Yeah. A bit
That's
of
really
punching back in
important,
this game.
Because now they can push out lanes a little bit more, farm a little bit more aggressively with your Shaker off the map. And it's always good when the enemy heroes can already down a hero. If you can get that extra pick off with a less greedy gank, then you gain a lot of map control away by putting these other heroes back into base for the time being as Alchemist. What's going to build up next? Is he got a plan yet? No, he doesn't seem to be planning on building anything quite yet.
It'd just be the standard Boots of Travel into then meta-style Octarine. Have the classic Naga build-up. The Alchemist seems to be back in style now, but then again, Alchemist is a hero that we don't actually see all that often. Thought they could get away with it in this game, and so far they're right on track.
I feel like Alchemist is one of those heroes that you can somehow just like change the hero with the talents. Like you get 50 damage, 25% cleave, and then negative 0.2 chemical rage base attack time. So like very strong. So we do have the invis here. Sentry is down.
From both sides here. Lasso actually comes through onto the Lich. The Earthshaker has already fallen before it can get any more spells off. Lich will fall. Nice little ultimate though, bouncing through with the chain thrust on the Lich. Babylon twice as much time, slowing down the Rubik here with an ultimate, but he's still falling in the end. Light trading for making that a 2-for-2 trade in the end, but
another
still
leap
looking
up.
for more. BZZ with Marana being dragged back. Third lead, 5 stacks on Napalm, 6 stacks now. A couple of right clicks can't even turn around completely. Now Phantom Assassin trying to make the trades out of it here. The healing water's there, but it's not enough against the Crips. Glory to Mankind still on the run now. Juggernaut not quite strong enough to just straight up man fight unless Glory to Mankind wants him to. Got that extra mobility to work with.
I find it very interesting seeing Jugs go back for Manta Diffusal builds in the new patch. Like, yes, it was strong in the last patch, but what are you experimenting with in this new patch? Like, maybe instead of going Manta Diffusal, you opt for Sanjin Yasha and then change that into Manta Halberd. There just seems to be, like, people seem to be a little bit set in their ways in terms of how they skill build heroes. Because I don't feel like Manta is a particularly like valuable item for Jug this game. Like, there's Earth, Spirit, Silence.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Also just the pushing potential, the extra damage if you can go for the Diffusal Blade. It still adds to DPS quite a bit. If you go down this route, also the stats. So there's still plenty of arguments to be made. For that build up, but you're absolutely right when you say that there is definitely room for others.
It just seems static. Like,
yeah,
in this game, are there better options for dealing with what the enemy team has? Like, this Lich doesn't really have nothing. What about a quick Blink Dagger? What about rushing MKB? Do attack speed now? That's going to benefit you as well.
Yeah.
Just seems like there's other opportunities, and maybe it's me complaining that he's not doing something different, but because I'm not really suggesting any particular item build that would be better. So go on the Alchemist.
Still the ultimate going for a couple of seconds here, but the controller is there to drop everything on him, including the kitchen sink as well as the bathroom sink. So they get that kill. Now setting up a tier 2 tower push, perhaps the rest of Empire. Miles entirely ACC pushing down the bottom lane. It's still tier 1 standing there.
So if they drop those 2 sinks on them, does that mean that Alchemist goes down the drain?
Indeed it does. Glad you caught that. It's exactly the reference that I wanted to make. Now the Stone actually gets on the Earthshaker. Oh, this poor guy. Once again caught off guard, but this time he does have some help with the lasso bouncing through. They need some detection though, and again, they have it this time. Look at what's the Earthshaker carrying that.
2-point fissure up for Rubik.
I also see Fox, he's going in, he wants to get that snipe with the W, but doesn't quite get it, but also buying time for Phantom Assassin to come through. One trade in the end. Shadow Demon also goes down mid while all of this was happening, but now the Omni Slash going to be Z, on team blue. Oh god, 2 leaps. Not enough to get him away from that. It still connects on the spin to finish him off.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how
Reno might be in trouble. It doesn't have the spin available. Fox is there. They jump in. Only into the illusion here. The Fissure kind of blocking off the Phantom Assassin for the time being, but the lift to block him right back in. Oh, what is happening right now?
I feel like Empire's falling apart. Like they have the means to protect the Alchemist. They just need to sit their Shadow Demon behind him. He's just gotten picked off too many times. They're not necessarily in a bad spot. Like Alchemist is out farming, but they just need to make sure that before PA builds BKB, they take at least one of these tier 2 towers and definitely the T1 mid tower. They just need that injection of gold to get their Earthshaker Blank Dagger, and he cannot die so low to PA like he is right now.
Day for work anymore, going these kills. All this game he's been trying to just farm up, but not even halfway towards a blink yet. Now there's another one. Yay, he's caught out. Silenced up, so can't even get the ultimate off for a long time, and now one more crit. Lost the bash. Item already up here on the Phantom Assassin, but now don't want some revenge. The spin onto LOL. He will fall.
Good rhymes.
I mean, still sitting on top of the net worth chart, but all of these kind of deaths put him further behind of where he wants to be.
Like, he really needs to start pushing out the waves so that team can get vision down. If we look at the vision game, they've got these wards down that are more aggressive than where Spartak is playing. Spartak is playing deep in the Radiant jungle, and they're just getting caught out on the side of the Radiant. Empire needs to recognize that the vision isn't benefiting their playstyle right now.
They started to force into here with Spartak, just finding these angles time and time again, these free pickoffs. Now finally, Empire starting to group up. Already lost a tier 2 mid and trying to drag them back a little bit here, forcing them to defend this tower. Not committing for it either. Don't have a lot of vision until not even on that because Spartak smoked up. Yeah, might be the target again. Alchemist. So important that he doesn't die here. Continues to farm up. Don't get going on. That's what the rest of the team behind him. The smoked up will be broken immediately, but the shine's going not enough. It bursts him down. The Omni Slash gets rid of LOL, and the fight continues. Glory to Mankind just looking for target after target, but does get lassoed up. But the rest of Empire just say, no, let's get the hell out of here. Cannot afford to continue without their Alchemist in the mix anyway.
I think that was a little bit of a missed armlet toggle. He thought he could get it off, that secondary toggle, but just didn't work out for him as a DD spawns to help them do Roshan. Thank you, Ice Frog.
Easy, balling it up for later. Don't even feel like they need it.
It's actually the right call, I think, to give it on the Mirana. She doesn't attack as fast as the PA. She has more base damage. Yeah. But as we have the Disruptor ulti.
Bells are being used. They're trying to delay this as much as they can. Get a poison. If you stack that up enough, maybe we can get blasted on Roshan with that, but don't quite have the vision to time that out for the attempt. The bash from the dagger. That's a fierce Batman right there. BZ leaping across. They want more disruption there. Onto the Earth Spirit, but Babylon still in a lot of trouble. He'll dodge the arrow, he'll dodge a stone,
so close to his blink.
but eventually he'll end up dying. Oh, will he? Slowed down on BZ. Still sitting under the tower. That anything to just walk around there will courtesy of that meta style.
Rubik
Oh,
almost soloed Earthshaker bottom.
Oh wow.
And he's like 10 gold away from Blink. He just needs one last hit.
Gonna have it now, just taking in. Go to the side shop, he's too scared. So, the Blink Echo Slam, maybe that's the kind of turnaround play that Empire needs.
They need something. They need to have a threat on the map. And Earthshaker was just desperately trying to farm up this Blink Dagger for so long, and they were hemorrhaging kills. Now with this Blink Dagger, maybe they can get something going where they bait the Alchemist and counter with this unexpected item.
Yep. Flying out on Courier right now, the ward might have spotted the Courier going out. I'm not sure if they actually scouted it, clicked it, and saw what was on it. I think they're getting ready to maybe try and fight this. They right after Phantom Assassin, no TP and either. So now just starting to leg it. There's smoke available.
Our ultimate's not up.
So.
I don't see a smoke. Rubik has his own Blink now. And a Yules, so that's going to help. But Alk just TP's away, and Empire's like, okay, team.
Abort, guys, abort.
I'm farming elsewhere. Earthshaker's going to sit behind the Alk, which is what they need to do, but... This is, This is a little bit scary now for the Shadow Demon just kind of chilling in the trees. His Light is also hoping not
I believe
to
the
get
arrow is scattered out. There was something going on here, so the roll coming through will... And actually see... Oh no, they see Babylon Lights.
Oh, he does it!
Let's have another blink in a couple of seconds, but will not be get a chance to get it off.
Space created team.
Cooldown for so long, I believe, so they couldn't actually get themselves out of there.
Alright. Radiant's got one of the tier 2s down, but they still have to take that mid tier 1. Just it gives Empire so much it gives Empire so much more pressure when Spartak can TP to that mid tower and threaten into their jungle that much quicker. The support dies early on in the fight. Maybe that fight lasts long enough to do the alchemical rage or just to sustain that, you know, someone from Spartak respawns and is able to come back and get another of the abilities off. I'm confused. Okay, never mind. I'm no longer confused.
Why?
So Shadow Demon casts Disruption on an Alk Manta illusion.
Yep.
And when I looked, I just saw the Disruption, and then I saw 3 illusions pop out, and I'm like, where's the real alchemist? And I'm just like, right, I haven't had my coffee. That's right. I need a little ogre or whatever sitting on the top of my back. Some alchemist making me coffee.
Well, the alchemist is actually sitting on the ogre. I'm not sure if it would work the other way around.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I need the ogre to carry me.
A lot of trouble here. Just need a crit here. It's been coming through. Or it's mankind actually being impeded by the fissure. ACC will be able to at least survive, get himself a TP scroll. And back to base, so... Game's not over yet. This alchemist still sitting at about 20k net worth or close to it anyway, but Phantom Assassin's not far off, and that's scary indeed. Glory to mankind, getting stronger and stronger by the minute. Now has a Lincoln Sphere to work with, Abyssal Blade next on the list. And at some point you gotta have to hope that the Earthshaker's finding good Blink Echo and the Alchemist can actually start doing some damage in a team fight without being burst down immediately.
Yeah, I think Chuck is making the right call and going for the Silver Edge to counter out that evasion, but on the PA here, you gotta think, okay, she gets a free slot with the lifesteal. She doesn't have to hold this Morbid Mask anymore. As the Aegis expires here.
Yep.
Empire's just avoiding fights.
Also annoyed that the courier hotkeys got broken. Can't rebind it either. Have to find the couriers manually, and when they're dead, you can't do that. Follow, please. But yeah. Abyssal Blade now online, you're saying They'll even have the slot beyond that. You can also give up the Molten Mask.
Good casual farming Lich ulti. I do this all the time in my pubs. It's a legit Stratus Bat Rider.
Looking forward here. I'm gonna slash onto PCC, but this time it will be broken with leap up to the high ground. Now the Abyssal Blade. You need a couple of crits and they'll get it. The stolen Omni Slash actually from the Rubik also helping out. Now an absolute disaster. Earthshaker sitting on the side that does not even get any spells off. He cannot play his hero this game.
Is he playing Dota or is he just, you know...
Just playing Creep Simulator 2000.
I see. Have you watched the new Thor Ragnarok?
No.
Alright. Anyways, I won't spoil it for you then. But anyways, Rubik stole Omni Slash, and I'm sure he was shouting at Juggernaut. That's how it feels when he's slashing away at him there.
Oh man.
I won't tell you what part of the movie something is like that, but it's one of my favorite parts, for sure.
Alright. Lasso here, they also have the Alchemist stun to follow up. They're looking for BZZ, just taking that hero out first, and BKB comes through. Last couple of right clicks will be dodged with Manstyle. So close, yet so far away. BZZ able to survive that ordeal.
Calculated.
Yeah, pretty much.
Lasso down, let's go boys. Nullifier's
Also BKB
coming up.
down though is the issue.
Yeah, it's not ideal. I guess Marani can shrine up though. Maybe they can look for a pick off during the time that Lasso's down, but the thing they gotta be thinking about is, okay, the PA's power spike, she's at one now with Abyssal, but she's gonna hit the secondary level of that when she gets the Nullifier up. Then you know that no Mantis is coming out, there's no Shadow Blade out from the Juggernaut. The Nullifier is just gonna give her that extra kill capacity that's gonna be really threatening on the map. Look to pounce.
At that point it's down to the Shadow Demon even more so than it already is, to just get the disruption off at the right time.
Yeah, he needs to build towards Blink Dagger in my opinion, because sure Solar Crest is going to be great, but he needs to have that mobility capacity because his Earthshaker just seems to just not be having the best game, to say the least.
Yeah. Again, at least it's one of these heroes where one play can make or break it. And just make up for everything that you have not been able to accomplish thus far. Especially later.
Never give up.
Yeah. Never give up, never surrender, but ACC looking. If you looked upon mass amounts of sentries being dropped down, but now the dust actually finally catches them, but the rest of the Dire not quite catching up. They're just focusing on the Earthshaker once again, the easy kill. NTP coming out.
Drake gets out though. Finishes up Silver Edge. This is going to really threaten the Phantom Assassin, who doesn't have a BKB, mind you. But still, there's also that counterplay potential here. As Bat Rider gem, Rubik wants to claim it for himself though. That's the
Omni Slash still stolen here. The roll in from the Earthspirit just to make sure the actual Omni Slash at the same time onto PA. This is a big kill if they can get it slowed down. Force offs away. ACC gets Pistol Blade. The spin not lasting long enough. And now Phantom Assassin still very much alive. And now Empire, they have to run away from Magnetize. Or they have to run away from the Mirana here. Meanwhile, wrap around to the back. They're looking to try and intercept him, but now Alchemist is the next one on the list. Just gonna get bashed up. Fox is on a killing spree. They will lose the Earthshaker gem on the deck for a second. But what an absolute disaster here. They were so close again, it's so far away. Like I always say to Neff and everybody else, almost doesn't get you anything in Dota. Almost getting the Phantom Assassin means they've lost 3 heroes, maybe 4 by now. ACC is out of mana. He's trying to get BCC, but Echo Slammed, turns around. But once again, the BKB, just a sliver of health. Mirana able to somehow extricate herself out of that situation too.
I feel so bad. Earthshaker can secure that kill if he's a little bit more patient. He drops the enchant totem beforehand, echoes, then right clicks. Mirana's dead. Done, clean, good deal. But he doesn't prime the enchant totem. He goes and he echoes. Mirana gets BKB off. There's also the proper stacking of Earthshaker stuns. I believe the ordering is your Echo, your Fissure, and then your Enchant Totem.
Yep.
Because the stun duration on Fissure is actually longer than the stun duration of Aftershock, and your cast point for Fissure is faster than your cast point for Enchant Totem.
Okay.
Actually, that's wrong. But it doesn't matter. Rubik dies.
Does he now? Are you sure? Okay, yeah. See something going their way, but now look for some revenge. Stone coming through. They need an abyssal or something here with Phantom Assassin. Not close enough to this part of the party. In fact, it's going straight mid. This tier 1 tower is will fall now to the catapults. One more salvo coming out to finally finish it off.
Here I am thinking to myself, what did PA spend her gold on? Oh, she has a 10-second BKB now in her inventory as well.
I queued up.
Yeah, she opted to hold the multiple stacking evasion, but Juggernaut has his ulti. Does he want to go? They don't have the Echo Slam up for another 12 seconds.
Oh. Alchemist in the middle of that. 2-3 heroes walking from back. Now the Omnisat once again transfers over, but not back to anybody actually. So they do get the Earth Spirit, but now the BKB'd up. Phantom Assassin in a lot of trouble. Lasso will be cancelled by that. Disruption on the real Alchemist. So now, what the hell was that? It was just right-click CL to the Lich. They're able to get a secondary casualty. 2-4 trades so far. Glory Mankind, if they can get the skill, this would be big. Fox coming through the Echo Slam, follow control, but they need the damage too. And they get it finally with the right clicks. Bouncing through that refraction. Some are able to make it past that defensive utility. The Banish once again. They get Earth Spirit. He just came back into the fight. They will lose the Earthshake eventually here. Fox coming in with a Zip Zap. That's the price that they're happy to pay. Finally, Empire get the team fight under the belt. Right in front of the Roche Pit too. They're gonna go straight forward. Roshan, Aegis, and She's in his inventory. Alchemist and Juggernaut. Working away at it. No Phantom Assassin for 70 seconds here. The fresh BKB also means that you're out of buybacks even if you wanted to. Couldn't come back into this fight. Arrow flies will be dodged. Huge success here for Empire. Just look at the gold graph. It was a 4 or 5k in favor of the die side actually against an Alchemist, which is significant. But now, after that fight, same kind of value, but in the other direction.
I really wonder, like, how PA chose to control in that fight and fight in that fight made an impact. Because when you use your BKB and you jump on the enemy supports, that isn't sometimes ideal. Sometimes you want to take out those damage dealing cores, those cores that have a lot of sustain. And Juggernaut and Alchemist both have those sustain components. Jug with Healing Ward and Alchemist with the ultimate. And so if you can burst someone down, ignoring the mischance from Radiance because you're magic immune, I think that's your better option there. And I think PA just got a little bit confused, a little bit cluttered, and just went for the easy kill and may have lost the bigger picture of the fight.
Yep. I'm looking for more. They've been reinvigorated. Gonna get themselves another kill. Moon and Shadow coming out, but do they have another? Yeah, they have one Bat Rider now. I've been reclaimed one actually. I don't see anyone on Dire's side.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Dire though. Item Scepter available from the Rubik, so at least I got that to work with. But how strong is this momentum that Empire has right now? How far can they take this?
They have the Aegis. They won't go high ground until they have another solution to PA, and that's the MKB that comes out for Jug. I'm not sure if they'll wait. They may wait out the double damage if they saw it, and then try to go high ground, or do some type of split push with the Shadow Demon Illusion. They aren't under a whole lot of pressure right now. They have the Aegis for a few minutes. They can farm up safely, think about how they want to approach this high ground. Maybe take this time also to use the Bat Rider to get rid of the vision on the side of the Dire.
Yep. A lot of wards here in this middle part of the map that they have yet to scout out. The bottom lane being pushed in by something that someone has to take care of. Here, and the Alchemist will say, yeah, sure, I'll take that.
Leaves it to the Mantas, heads on into the jungle. Pretty efficient play from him.
This is it
But
though,
yeah,
because you don't get the extra gold from the Manta style illusion.
No, but he wants to just like maximize overall farm. And so that also includes experience as they go on the Rubik here. Can't afford to get caught out, especially with this Aghanim Scepter pickup. Like, Rubik's gone for 80 seconds now. That's a big component of their team fight.
Good question, will say least. Can't even have that excuse of being on a warding mission. This was an offlane Rubik after all, so it's not really his job.
Oh my god,
now,
let's just use his ulti. Like,
what?
Radiant can just go. Like, let's just farm creep waves with this ulti. There's no reason for them not to go high ground right now. Oh, yeah, there is. Earth Spirit stole the creep wave. They do have some creeps coming though.
3 creeps that could. 3 little creepies. And now the stun of Phantom Assassin. Eggers to fall off, just straight person down. It doesn't have buyback available. Might actually have to use a J. They're looking for more though. They're gonna find the Lich. He does not have a way back into this game. All of a sudden, Spartak Esports, they've had control of this game for the longest time, but now they're being pressured, forced to make a play right here, right now, at diminished capacity. No Moonlight Shadow. Well, it doesn't really matter too much at this point anyway, but it's a second PA. The banish comes through on top of the brakes, and maybe not ideal. Gets a blink out to the side. Meanwhile, LOL just committing, trying to keep them all away, but the last on the BKB, the right legs are there with the MKB. They get the die back on the Phantom Assassins, all down to BZZ. Lands the arrow, but his BKB has expired as well. He will fall to the wrath of the Alchemist, and GG is called to get a full 5-man wipe.
Ooh.
What a game.
Patience from Empire.
Oh, there were a few moments when it all turned sour for Spartak Esports. That one fight in front of the Roche pit here, PA. Not able to make use of that BKB, only getting the 1 kill on the Batroid, I believe it was, and then big damage against from Empire, still alive, still able to do that damage. Miposhka on the Earthshaker, finally able to get that control factor out that they required from him to kill that Phantom Assassin.
Yeah,
it all went downhill fast from there.
Yeah. I think you're totally right about how that game just kind of switched that momentum switch into Team Empire's hand. Empire was just hemorrhaging kills left, right, and center. Earthshaker could not get off the ground, never really got his Blink Dagger till like 25 minutes. He never got a kill this game either. But just overall, Alk just kept farming, kept making use of that space, and eventually, because Spartak never had the capacity to push towers, like, are you really going to push with Mirana PA, like, into opposing heroes? It's kind of risky, right? So, it just didn't turn out for them. I think it's a little bit back to the drawing board on the off-lane Rubik pick, though.
Yeah. I didn't feel like the Rubik had more of an impact than the support Rubik would have had.
Yeah, I think they needed a little bit more frontline, something that could protect, and like Rubik offers some control, but I don't think it works well with the lineup. Like PA is in your face frontline fighter, and sometimes it's good to have someone alongside with her. Like, yes, maybe you have Earth Spirit helping in that fight, but another offlaner like Centaur or Slardar or something to just...
Magnus would be the most obvious one. Just also have that Empower buff up. Make things even crazier. Didn't have that.
Anyways, no mercy. They're out.
Yeah.
Empire moves on.
Major single elimination. Spartak Esports out for the count. Team Empire moving on to face the winner of Team Spirit versus Gambit. That's a match that has been going on simultaneously. I will check on that. If that goes to game 3 or something, might just hop into that as well. But I have to gather the info myself right now. But you'll either have that, or again, the winner of that versus Team Empire coming up next. So don't go too far away.